Well, joining us now is Alamogordo girls varsity soccer coach Robert Drex Carter, and he's got his three captains here with him today. Adriana Chenault, Kristin Guin, and Adriana Smith are all here with us. And how are y'all doing today?
Good.
Good. Okay.
Good.
Well, Coach, guys coming off maybe a little bit of a disappointing year for you last year. I mean, you guys were very, very young last year. You've got a lot coming back this season, especially in the top half of the team. Talk about last year leading into this year. You feel like the experience is up there, and they learned a lot from last year's season?
Yeah, there's always growth from season to season, and I think their continuance of play with the club team and indoor soccer is the development's going to show this year. The leadership. I think we have a senior core, and I believe they got a good look at what they need to do to achieve positive things this year for the team.
Now, and I'll start with, all three of you were busy in club soccer during the summertime. Adriana, talk about playing with the Vipers, right?
Yes, sir.
Talk about playing with them this year, and how much that helps playing club soccer during the summertime.
Playing with the Vipers, it was a great experience this summer because, one, we grew as a team. Our chemistry grew a lot, and that's always good as a team is to have that chemistry within each other. It helps a lot because you grow in your skills, and you just grow as a person playing with your teammates.
Kristin, how about your experience playing with the Vipers this summer?
Playing with the Vipers has been great. You get to see different aspects of different games and see different teams, from teams you'll be playing in district to other teams that you're just kind of warming up against. And the more time you play on the ball, the more skills you're going to have for a later game.
Adriana, how about you?
I think it was definitely a great experience. We all got so much closer with one another, and I think we played together all year, and it was really great. And yeah, definitely playing against other teams that they're not like school teams, but they're like other clubs, and you get to see other teams and play against them.
Yeah. Well, I got to think, you mentioned chemistry. How important, out there on the soccer field, it's such a, you always got a coach on the sideline who's trying to help you out with certain things, but you all are kind of controlling what you were doing out there and having to make the decisions for yourself. Adriana, how important is it for you guys to have that chemistry and be able to talk to each other and trust in each other out there?
Yeah, it's very important. Communication, knowing where everybody is on the field. I think that from off-season playing together all year round, we know everybody's strengths and weaknesses. We know where everybody's going to be on the field, and it definitely helps a lot.
Kristin, in terms of being so comfortable with your teammates out there, it's got to be a big deal for you.
Just being able to know which runs your players are going to make, where they're going to be, if you have the ball, what they're going to be doing. It helps tremendously, because even if you have a player who's not there, they're going to be able to talk and get into the flow of things too.
Adriana, you're probably one of the more high-energy players that we see out there. Not that the two ladies here are not high-energy, but you're aggressive out there. You're trying to make things happen, especially. And are you playing midfield again this year?
No, I'm a center back.
Oh, center back this year. Okay. Well, you're going to be busy, I'm sure, with a lot of things the coach is going to have you doing out there, right?
Yeah, she'll be midfield as she runs through it, then runs through the forward area for the attacking third to finish the ball, and then she's got to jog back to the
So you're going to be everywhere is what we're saying.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. That's what you want to see. And to be able, the fact that the other lady's going to know that you're going to be at a lot of different places throughout the field, and to have that trust in you, that's got to be a positive as well.
Well, I hope that my players can trust me and they understand. I also, like everyone else, we all have weaknesses, and they understand what my weaknesses are, and knowing that we all help each other grow, because they help me where skills that I lack, and I help them skills they lack in defense. So, just coming together as a team, we all help each other grow, and yeah, I hope we can grow.
All right. What do you feel like the biggest strength of this team is this year, Coach?
I think it's their mental and physical aspect, how they've grown, their endurance. I think they're ready. I believe they're ready, because a lot of the game's going to go on their shoulders, especially these three in the senior class. They've got to carry a lot. They are going to have to put a lot of time on the field, and I think they're ready for it. I know they're prepared for it. We'll figure out some things as we go, as we usually do. When you've been together with a team like these young ladies for many, many years, there's not much. It's kind of like a family. We're going to have a couple arguments, a couple disagreements, and but when we're on the pitch, game time, we make some subtle changes or whatever we need to. I think they'll adjust. I understand there's not too much brain work in it. We just adjust, adapt, and
hopefully
play, have fun.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing. It seems like y'all certainly have fun playing out there with each other. Would that be fair?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we want to hear. Definitely that you guys are having a good time out there. Schedule this year, one thing that we had kind of talked about previously is that you guys are playing a lot of road games this year. Is it good to have a senior group and the fact that you guys are going to be on the road and that's going to be a little bit of an extra challenge? Or I know some coaches that sometimes like playing road games a little bit more than home games sometimes because it's a little bit more of a controlled environment. How are you looking at the schedule this year in non-district?
Well, some road games, they're different. They're fun. You like to go to those locations, but on this year, like we've got 10 in a row, and that'll let us know if we can hold it together as a team, which I think they will. We've traveled a lot together. Sometimes it tends to wear on you, but that shows what you're made of. That's part of that. This game, Scholastic High School game.
Yeah.
You have to, and it's growth for them too, because especially the seniors, they're going out into the world next year. They're graduating. They've got to carry this burden plus more. So, with their work, their travel, their games, it's crunch time for 4 months for them,
Yeah.
and I think they'll do well. If they manage that, and they'll do good in the future. It's a growth for them.
Well, and I got to think, playing with the Vipers, you guys are on the road a ton, right? That you guys cruises. Where else do you guys travel when you go and play on the road with the Vipers? El Paso?
Yeah, El Paso.
Yeah, mostly El Paso. So, playing on the road, you guys like to be at home in front of the fans, but I'm sure being on the road, maybe not that big of a deal for you guys?
No, we're pretty used to it.
Yeah. Not a big deal. But is there an extra challenge? Kristin, I'd ask you, is there a challenge in terms of, trying to go into somebody's place and win at their place?
It definitely brings up the intensity a little bit, but at the same time, it's the same game you've always been playing, and you just gotta do whatever you always been doing. So,
Adriana, and it's got to be also a little bit fun if you can go into somebody's place and beat them, right?
Oh, it's always so much fun going into someone else's house and hearing their fans cheer for them, and then we come out with the victory. It's always a lot of fun, but I think the big thing is the mental focus is schoolwork, and make sure we stay on top of that.
Absolutely. Let's talk specifically about this team up front in terms of attackers. Who do you expect to be your main goal scorers this year, or could be anybody across the board on this team this year?
I hope our top six handle a load of that, which is 2 forwards starting Genevieve Tejas and Haley Carr. The center I do want, Audrianna Smith, full names here, Kristin, Guin. Center mids, I do want them involved in a lot of this shit. I want them to run the offense, basically, but I want them on goal a lot. We got 2 young wings, and they're very fast, very good conditioning. They have a good touch, talented, but they're going to have to take care of these 2 girls, and I think they'll do just fine. From the defense, of course, Miss Chenault, I hope she makes a lot of runs up the middle. She makes a run, the ball should be given back to her. How many ever wall passes it takes to get to that goal, and hopefully she can finish it. And, of course, we're going to work on our fullbacks, making them overlapping runs on our wings, supporting the wings. So, I want a lot from – if you have the shot, take it. Let's put it on goal, and let's finish.
Yeah. And goalkeeping, I know obviously Kayla gone from last year as a senior. What are you looking at goalkeeping this year?
We brought up Reagan Dorman. She has good size in the goal. She's going to need a bit of work. She has the talent. She needs some more confidence. Some of the low game, we'll work on, but I think she'll do fine. I don't think the defense will let anything pass them. Right?
Right. Definitely.
It's all about the players in front of the goalkeeper.
You bet.
That's more important in some ways.
The first 4 defenders. Well, actually, it's the first 10 defenders before it gets to her.
Yeah, makes a big difference there. I was looking at the non-district schedule. You guys do play some quality teams in non-district, and getting you ready for district. How important is it to see some of these really quality cruises teams that you're going to see throughout the year before you head into district? Playing some quality teams will make a big difference for you. What do you, when you see that schedule, do you feel like it's going to be pretty tough for you guys?
I think it'll be good. I think it's good to play some good quality teams before our district games. They'll help us prepare, help us be ready, and build our confidence, hopefully.
Well, I'll ask you guys. I mean, in terms of skill set, what were some of the things that you wanted to improve on heading into the season? We'll start with Adriana. What were you looking at
For the team?
for you personally? I mean, some of the things, some of your skills that you were trying to get a little bit better at heading into your senior year.
I think like shots, taking shots, being aware on the field is important in the midfield for sure.
Kristin, how about you? What were you focusing on this season, or this off season?
During the off season, I was working on getting shots kind of down, different types of shots for different corners and just different angles going. So,
All right. Adriana, how about you?
I was focusing on a lot of footwork, a lot better first touch, and trapping the ball whenever it's in the air, getting a good touch on that.
Okay. What do you feel like this team, compared to last year? Obviously, you guys were all playing varsity last year. What do you feel like this team's better at this year compared to last year from what you've seen just in training and practice over the first week or so? I'll let any of you want to jump in there, and you can think of anything in particular that jumps out at you guys.
Telling coach no.
I think definitely we have a more positive attitude this year. A couple of the seniors last year weren't as positive, and they were, had some negative comments. And I think this year definitely for sure, like playing in club for sure, we have a lot of confidence going in the season and just going out there with a positive mindset.
Yeah. Do you feel like confidence in terms of you guys being able to control the game and not necessarily, having coach, yelling stuff at you from the sidelines? Not that coach does that, but in terms of you guys being able to control the game at your own pace, I mean, do you feel like that's a little bit more comfortable with that this year?
For sure. I think it's just because we're so close with another and we're all comfortable with one another definitely helps us.
Kristin, I mean, anything in particular that add on to what they said about how the team's improving heading into this year?
Oh, definitely confidence. Definitely during the off season, we worked on if you make a mistake, your teammates, they're not mad at you, they don't hate you, they're picking you up, and we're all getting back out there, and we're going to do something better because of it. And so just confidence is just tremendously going to help us.
Are you seeing that with these girls in terms of their confidence out there in the field during training so far?
Yeah, there's good chemistry. They've created a team habit where, like they said before, that they know what their teammates are going to do, and that's good because that makes the ball do the work. Your team's moving. You have a good flow on the field, and so they've learned each other's habits well, and that's a plus.
Where are you seeing some spots that you definitely want to see things improve throughout the season? Is there one or two things that you maybe been harping on the girls about that if they can get better, that you guys will be able to compete in district and state?
I believe it's on the set plays, the corner kicks in the box. We need to be better in the air, putting it in the net. That's what we're going to work on. Winning the ball out of the air. Don't let it hit the ground. Doesn't matter. Win the ball in the air. I think that's the biggest thing. I think on the ground they move very well. They have a good rapport on the ground with each other. But the air balls, that's our biggest Achilles right there.
As a player, I mean, what are you trying to do to get that to be a little bit better for a team? And we'll start with you, Adriana. I mean, in terms of being able to get to that ball first before your competitor does.
You just have to be confident. Like, gotta be first to the ball. That ball's yours. And you want to win it, and you want that ball more than any other player.
Yeah. Is it a team thing as well? I mean, each player is obviously going for the ball, but in terms of being in the right spots, I mean, is that important for you to make sure that you're going to get to it before somebody else does?
Definitely. Most of the time, especially in center midfield, you'll have two center midfielders, and you got to talk. Who's going to go to that? Who's going to trap it? If you're going to support them, it's just lots of movement to get to it.
Expectations for y'all this year. We were talking before we went on the air just a little while ago. You guys feel like you can compete in district, that you guys can win district this year. Adriana, you feel like this is a team that's more than capable of making that happen this year?
Yes, sir. We have a lot of confidence going in, playing against Mayfield and Cruces in the off season. We have a lot of confidence, and we just got to make sure we keep that one focus and go out there and play the best we can.
You feel like, you guys looking at the rest of the district, I know a few teams lost some seniors going into the year. You guys have a lot of experience coming back. Does that give you guys a little bit of confidence? You've seen these teams and you know those other girls, and as you mentioned, you probably play a lot of those girls through the summer club stuff, right?
Yeah, definitely. Just looking around and seeing other players and watching throughout the years, seeing how they're experiencing, what they're doing, just kind of getting to know what they're going to do and knowing what to expect is a big plus going in against them.
And I got to feel like probably more than anything else is your guys' confidence in yourself. I mean, you look at the other teams, yeah, but it's more what you guys are doing out there more than anything else, right?
For sure, yeah. And I think it all has to do with playing together so long and just knowing each other, and we're all confident with one another, not just ourselves, but with everybody on the field.
Coach, I mean, obviously you've been coaching varsity soccer at Alamogordo High School for just a few years now. This group, how do you feel like they not necessarily stack up against the other teams, but the confidence level with this group heading into how they can compete this year?
Well, I was looking at through the years of my teams, and what I do is I actually put these ladies up against the talent of those teams and what I did with those records, and who plays who, and is this a plus or is this a negative to this player? And this is a plus to what I've had in the past with the talent, and that's due to these ladies. Applaud the ladies for playing in the off season. That's what they've improved on, and that's a big plus. The core is strong. When we practice and we prepare for a game, we never practice not to lose. I don't think I bring that up to the ladies. When we go into a game, we always point out what's going to get us the victory and what to watch out for. We don't really say, well, if you do this, you're going to lose. It's always a positive thing, and that's the only way to do it, because first, they love the sport, they play the game because they love the game and they love to have fun. So we always prepare to win, and after the game, it's a short win or lose. We go over some things, short-term memory, we get on to the next game. So we basically use these games before district to prepare for district. That's it's like a big pregame or preseason, and then hopefully you're ready. And like I said, injuries, hopefully you're fortunate not to gain more players, not to lose more players when you get to district.
Yeah, and I know you're already dealing with some injuries from kids being out during the summer. There's a lot of young ladies that you may get back at some point throughout the season, but you guys are going to be a little bit shorthanded for maybe what you expected coming back from last year's squad, right?
Yeah, this core has to do a lot of work. They're going to be on the pitch a lot, which they did last year. I mean, they handled 80 minutes. Certain times you'd have to pull them out for a break, heat, a couple injuries, knee knockers, ankle knockers, but they did a good job. They played a lot of minutes last year. You've been with the program how many years, Audrey?
5.
So we're gonna top 100 games together this year. So that's 20 a season. So that's a lot of games.
Yeah.
And her growth from where she started is amazing. And but I see him from this to go to this, and it's very impressive to see how much love they have for the game to do what they do.
Yeah, that's what's fun, I think, and you see it in soccer all the time. You have 8th graders that play all the way up. I mean, I know, Kristin, you were in there as a freshman last year. Were you involved with the program as an 8th grader? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so she was in there as well, and Adriana's been involved in there for quite a while. I mean, certainly since a sophomore, right? Were you in there as a freshman as well? Yeah, okay. So, I mean, you're talking about years and years where these young ladies have been involved with the program. So. Yeah,
well, when you train for a sport, soccer is probably one of the most physically demanding all around. We don't have any timeouts. 80 minutes, maybe 110 minutes, maybe more. So they prepare. They do a lot of work in their preparation.
Yeah, got to be fit. That's one thing. Y'all got to be in shape out there, right?
Yeah.
Right. We want what, a 23-24 game schedule this year. That's our goal.
Absolutely.
That's through
state. Some state playoff games in there. Want to mention, not a ton of home games, so get out there and watch these ladies. Their first home game is next Saturday against Chaparral. At 1 p.m. is varsity, 11 a.m. is JV, and then the following Tuesday they'll play Centennial at 5 o'clock. That'll be a girls-boys doubleheader out there at the Soccerplex, and then y'all won't be back at home until the 22nd of September, so want to remind everybody to get out there and watch y'all, right?
Right,
yes.
Definitely.
All right. So that's going to be next week. A couple of chances to go see the ladies, and then they'll be back at home against Roswell on the 22nd. But a lot of really good games in there. The Las Cruces Public Schools tournament and a number of other good ones that we'll look forward to. And then, of course, district begins right at the end of September. Well, really appreciate y'all coming by. Ladies, good luck this season.
Thank you.
Coach,
thank you.
Good luck, and we'll talk to you down the road.